Hey, imagine this. A single mom, her 8 fearless daughters, and a grandmother holding their fragile world together, all caught in a web of lies so twisted it could break them, or make them stronger. This isn't just a story. It's a heart-racing dive into loyalty, betrayal, and the unbreakable love of a family fighting against all odds, hooking you like that viral video of a family defying fate to reunite. Join Charlotte as she battles a sinister murder frame-up, protects her girls, and unearths secrets that could rewrite their future. Will their courage outshine the shadows? Charlotte's heart thudded as she stepped into the hotel room, the air thick with an eerie quiet that screamed trouble. Her gut twisted, sensing danger too late. Then she saw it, a lifeless body sprawled on the floor, blood pooling like a silent accusation. Her hands flew to her mouth, smothering a scream that clawed at her throat. She'd come to confront her manager, David, about his relentless harassment at work, not to find him dead. Before she could process the horror, the door burst open, slamming her reality into chaos. A woman in her mid-30s stormed in, Veronica, David's wife, her eyes wild with grief and rage. "You sent me this address to show me this?" Veronica's scream sliced through the air, her voice breaking with betrayal. "You killed my husband!" Charlotte's knees buckled, panic freezing her blood. "I didn't do it," she stammered, voice trembling like a leaf in a storm. "I just walked in. Someone's framing me." She'd never met Veronica, only heard whispers of her husband's infidelity. Veronica lunged, grabbing Charlotte's hair and yanking hard, tears mixing with fury. "You planned this. How could you?" Pain seared through Charlotte's scalp, but she didn't fight back, shock rooting her in place. Today wasn't the day for defiance. She was a mother of 8, a survivor, not a fighter. The commotion drew a crowd, strangers pouring in, a man pushing through, demanding answers. "Call the police! She's a murderer!" Veronica wailed, dragging Charlotte to the floor. Phones lit up, whispers turned to shouts, and the body lay still, a grim witness. An older man stepped forward, his calm voice cutting through. "Her hands are clean, no blood. Let her speak." But Charlotte's words choked in her throat, her world crumbling under the weight of false blame. Veronica's sobs swayed the crowd, painting Charlotte as the villain. Sirens wailed, and officers stormed in, cuffing her without hesitation. They bagged a fruit knife as evidence, cleared the scene, and hauled Charlotte to the station as an ambulance claimed David's body. At 8:45 p.m., Matilda paced their cramped California home, worry gnawing like a relentless tide. Charlotte had promised to be home early, but she was overdue, her phone dead. The door creaked. Little Aaliyah, the youngest of Charlotte's octuplets, rubbed sleepy eyes. "Grandma, why awake?" "You said bedtime." Matilda forced a smile, masking her fear. "Waiting for Mommy, sweetie." "Back to bed." Aaliyah nodded, but Matilda's phone rang. Ally, her niece, frantic. "Aunt Matilda, Charlotte's arrested. It's on the news." The line dropped. Matilda flipped on the TV, heart sinking as headlines flashed. "Local woman arrested for murder." "My daughter's no killer. It's a setup," she whispered, fists clenched. Aaliyah, overhearing, clung to her legs, guilt heavy in her small frame. She and her 7 sisters had sent Veronica's number to Charlotte, urging her to confront David's wife about his behavior. "We'll prove Mommy's innocent, Grandma," Aaliyah vowed, her voice fierce despite her age. Matilda held her tight, drawing strength from her granddaughter's resolve, their family's heartbeat pulsing through the chaos. The other girls, Maria, Nadia, Wia, Napa, and the rest, huddled nearby, their faces set with determination. They weren't just kids. They were Charlotte's army, bound by love and a shared fight to protect their mother. The next morning, Xavier Shea, Charlotte's enigmatic boss at Shea Group, stormed into the police station, his presence commanding respect. "Show me my employee, the woman arrested," he demanded. Led to the divisional police officer's office, he waited as Charlotte entered, wrists cuffed, eyes widening at his face. She hadn't known he was the president, only a vague figure from a past she'd buried. The DPO explained. "Her fingerprints are on the knife, but CCTV shows she arrived 10 minutes after the estimated time of death." Xavier's jaw tightened. "She's framed. Release her." Protocol held her as the prime suspect, but Xavier pressed, his authority unyielding. "Alone?" Charlotte snapped. "I don't need your pity or help, stranger." His expression darkened. "Stranger? After that night 4 years ago at the hotel?" Her jaw dropped, memories flooding. A fleeting, regretted encounter when she was desperate, before her girls became her world. She went mute, unable to face the past. Back in her cell, silence enveloped her, but Xavier pushed for bail, signing papers despite the risk. The autopsy confirmed the timing mismatch. The hotel manager added, "She wasn't here earlier." Xavier puzzled over Veronica's timely arrival. Why send the address if planning murder? Someone's orchestrating this. The case shifted to Detective Scott, a sharp-eyed heir turned sleuth from Empire Group. Xavier demanded her release, leaving frustrated but determined. Charlotte returned home with Ally, who urged calm. "I'm ashamed. People think I'm a criminal." Charlotte whispered, her thoughts on her octuplets, the 8 miracles she'd raised alone since their father's death. Ally hugged her. "It's not your fault. We'll trace those fingerprints." Matilda embraced her tearfully. "I should have stopped you from going." Charlotte soothed her, then faced her girls, their faces gloomy with guilt. "Sorry, Mommy. We failed you," they chorused, wrapping her in a group hug. "You're safe now," she assured, kissing each forehead. Matilda urged rest, but the girls huddled in their room, Maria whispering, "I suspect someone. Let's hack Mommy's laptop for hotel footage." Their plan was risky, but their love for Charlotte fueled their courage. Hours later, Charlotte prepped for her night job at the Imperial Bar, despite Matilda's pleas to stay. "I can't lose this job, Mom," she said, patting her shoulder with a reassuring smile before leaving, her girls' worried eyes trailing her. At the bar, Xavier arrived with his cousin Alex and friend Tyler, scanning the crowd for Charlotte's voice. Her singing filled the air, raw and captivating, drawing every eye. Xavier wondered why she hid her past, their shared moment a shadow between them. He called his assistant Jasper, dig into the woman at the mansion. Where she goes, who she meets. Spotting Charlotte, he approached. "Respect me. Let's be strangers." Her eyes flashed. "I've had enough drama. Leave me alone." She walked away, but his gaze lingered, unable to let go. Monday morning, Charlotte braved whispers at work, delivering an envelope to the president's office, shocked to see Xavier. Dropping the file, she stammered, "Sorry." He introduced his secretary, Evelyn, who glared with unexplained venom, assigning Charlotte tasks. Alone, they discussed a police summons. Xavier pressed, "Pretending not to know me?" She apologized, tensions flaring from their past. A stumble, his catch, memories surged, her heart pounding with old regrets. A knock broke the moment. Jasper updated him on Scott's arrival. Xavier met Scott at the hotel, examining the crime scene. "Fingerprints from offered fruit?" Xavier asked. Scott smirked. "Care about truth or just arguing?" Inspection done, Xavier signed documents. Jasper called. "The mansion Charlotte is an imposter, Arya, living lavishly." Furious, Xavier ordered her eviction. "She pays for this." At the Shea estate, his father and Tyler discussed the manager's funeral. His mother, Margaret, pushed marriage to Sophia, a noble's daughter. Xavier deflected, focused on Charlotte. The girls, meanwhile, hacked Charlotte's laptop, uncovering footage. Veronica at the hotel hours before, meeting a shadowy man. "She knew David cheated," Maria whispered. "That's the killer's accomplice." They froze as Charlotte returned, hiding the laptop. "Missed you, angels," she smiled, but outside, a man in black watched, vanishing when she blinked. Her heart raced. Someone was stalking them. At David's funeral, Mr. Shea mourned his longtime employee, Xavier, consoling him. Scott approached. "Veronica's a suspect. She arrived seconds after Charlotte." Xavier stopped, puzzled. "She lost her husband. Why suspect her?" Scott explained. "CCTV shows her there earlier, too." Mr. Shea urged Xavier to settle down. He brushed it off, overhearing Veronica on the phone. "Wrong hotel. This wouldn't have happened." Suspicion grew. At work, Evelyn snapped at Charlotte during a meeting, Xavier warning her to follow protocol. Charlotte, stunned, dropped a folder and left, Evelyn muttering, "You won't last." Arya returned to the mansion, finding maids tossing her clothes. "Cheat! Out!" Her deception crumbled, exposed as an imposter who'd exploited Xavier's guilt. Back home, Maria's hack revealed more. Veronica met a private investigator, planting the knife with Charlotte's prints from a glass she'd handled at work. "She framed Mommy," Aaliyah gasped. They hid their work as Charlotte returned, hugging her tightly. "Everything okay at the station?" Matilda asked. "Yes," Charlotte lied, spotting the man in black again outside, gone in an instant. At the station, Scott grilled Veronica. "Why were you there early?" she stammered. "A tip, not Charlotte." CCTV confirmed her morning visit. Under pressure, she cracked. "I wanted proof of his affair, not murder." The PI confessed, hired to frame Charlotte, using her prints. Scott released Charlotte, charges dropped. Xavier confronted her at work. "You're cleared, but why hide our past?" She sighed. "I was ashamed, raising 8 girls alone. I buried that night." His eyes softened. "You're not alone anymore." The girls rushed in, overhearing, hugging them both. Matilda watched, tears falling, their family whole. Veronica faced charges. The PI was arrested. Charlotte sang at the bar that night, her voice soaring, lifting her girls' spirits. Xavier watched, vowing to protect them, their bond forging a new legacy. The girls, led by Maria, whispered plans to safeguard their mother, their family's strength a beacon in the shadows. Charlotte glanced at them, heart full. She'd fight any storm for her daughters, and they'd fight for her, a family unbreakable.